Okay, good morning. Please join us in this conversation today. Welcome. And remember to put the present, I'm here, okay, so we can know, we can read you. Log in, and if you have a weird username, I recommend you to change it as soon as possible. If you have someone else's, maybe your family member's account logged in there, then you introduce yourself. So I'm not gonna give you false promises, but I'm gonna try to remember who you are and write it down, okay? Please say present, just write it there, and I can know who are here so I can ask questions. Remember, during this class, I may target some questions to you all at any time as a surprise, so be there, okay? Let us go to our class today. Are you listening okay? Are you listening to my voice? Yes? Good, good. So let's see. We started the unit of developing and managing products. Developing and managing products, we are thinking about the way that we launch new products. The way we launch new products. You had a specific job that you had to do last week. And, oops, oh my goodness, wait. And while we were doing that, oops, let me just change the scene. Sorry. While we were doing that in last class, you had to do a picture. You had to take a picture of a product that you saw in life in your family, and you had to categorize between the different types of products. Okay. Let me just check this. Yeah, my presentation. Do you want to know how I do this? I have my beautiful, sort of old cell phone, but that works perfectly fine. Okay. Everything I manage in class, I do it from my mobile device, and I can see the presentations. So just like we did in last class, let me just do a little recap and go through what we have learned so far. We have seen the different innovative firms. These are businesses that always grow, and we see them launching new products. These are just some examples, but what they all share is that they have innovative products, they have innovative business models. Do you remember what business model was? I told you last class. Business model is the way to create this, okay, the way you create revenue. I gave you the example of a way that we can have a business model could be subscription. That is the Netflix way of generating income, is their business model. Then we have their innovative customer experience and their innovative processes. Many of them super improve in this scenario, so we can feel that these businesses succeed. And their major categories of new products, I will just go super fast. If you remember, new to the world products, these products that, like the vaccine we're waiting for coronavirus, the products that open a big, a totally new market. Then number two, the new product lines. You remember what product lines were, right? In the mix of products, you create a branch, right? Number three, the addition to existing product lines. You had the branch already, but you create a new item for that line. Number four, the improvement or revision of existing products. I saw that many of you that attached the image, the picture of the product, you categorize by improvement or revisions of existing products. Actually, many of the products I showed you here, if you remember the skip soap, the paper towel for the kitchen, and what else was it? What was the other product I showed you? The Zucaritas, the Kellogg's. Um, in that case, those were all improvement or revisions of existing products. Thank you, thank you, Gabi. And then number 5, reposition products. The reposition products are the way that we work on a specific brand so that people perceive the brand as different. Okay? We mentioned the example of Rapidito. Rapidito had a different image than the one we have actually today. So they changed the way we perceive the brand by changing the logo, by changing like the look of the brand, the service, and many aspects that have sort of like a body that gives the body to the product or service. And then number 6, the last one, lower price products. Sometimes there are products that are launched as new, but they're saying new and cheaper. I don't know if you've seen what are the products? Well, sometimes we can see Pringles. Pringles can have, this fries, the potato fries. We can see that they usually sell like this new 50% extra, this huge tube that is a little bit bigger than the usual tube, and they say new, you can get 50 or 30% more of fries by here. So those are low price products. They give you a little bit more with a less cost. You had to upload the image. I'm sure everyone did this, right? Did you all upload the picture? Did you all participate and hand it in your work on time? Yes? No? Okay. Very good, very good. Okay, perfect. So let us go to the last part that we missed and we couldn't finish in class. Well, this was my example. Oh, another observation. The reason I left this here is because there were a couple of people that handed in the very same example I showed you in class. That is not a way to do a homework. The whole idea was for you to find a product that you identified in your house. Any product, could be in the kitchen, in the bathroom, any new product that you find that it says a tag like new, and you tell me which type of category it is. So I hope if you did it, and if you know that you handed in any Zucaritas or Skip or the paper towels I showed you, then please take another picture, send it to my email and say, teacher, this is a new product, okay? I'm gonna clarify that and make sure you do it on your own, not the teacher's example. So the content, do you have any questions until now? No? Are you okay? Good, good, good. So let us finish what we started last week. That was the topic about why some products succeed and why others fail. We've seen the case of Coca-Cola regarding to this specific topic, and we saw that in this case there was a huge failure. And we saw the new product introduction, remember, of Apple and the launch of iPhone, and more they had newer versions that with no trouble at all they've been super successful. In another class, I don't know if it was in this class or the other one, that someone said, well, now they're knowing how to include more cameras in their phone. They're not improving that much. But of course, you know that it takes a lot to build these new platforms and new, well, mobile devices. So today's lesson, I would like you to copy these 4 questions. Did you copy already last class? I wasn't sure about that. I didn't write it down. But if you didn't copy it last class, then now's the perfect time to do so. I uploaded this presentation already. If you may find it in the Teams platform. You go to Teams, then visit Equipos, Marketing, Archivos. I'm going to write it down in the chat so you can go and find the file. You will copy these 4 questions, and then I would like you to find the answers, like reading from the caption I did, from the snap I sent about the book, our marketing book. So this is it. Why some products succeed and others fail. Remember that you will hand in your work, whatever you did in class, you'll have to take a picture and upload it today too. Some people did do it, Gabi. There are some people who did it, some people that didn't. But now I want to comment this and share with you the answers. Okay? Okay. Did you all do it? Did you all copy it? No. Mati, if you have done it already, you don't have to copy it. We all finished then this part, so we can advance to today's topic then. Yes? Are we okay? Perfect. So let us comment on the answers for these questions. I would like some people, let me see. Could it be Alexandra Perez and Maximiliano? I want you to tell me, Alexandra, I want you to tell me 1 or 2 reasons for failure of new products. And Maxi, I want you to tell me 1 or 2, the number 4, the question number 4, 1 or 2 characteristics of successful businesses. Would you please type it super fast and we share the experiences now? Then I would like to have Wait, do we have 2 Matias in this class? Matias Cuellar and Botile. I'm sorry, I have to still learn all the names in class. You might have seen that my sister is super fast to do this. My sister is like the best. She learns all the names in the first lesson. I'm totally not like that, but I'm trying. Oops. Oh. So good. Here we have overestimation of market size, a price too high or too low. Good. Those are two reasons of failure of a new product. Let's remember that what is overestimation of the market size? Overestimation is when you thought that your market will be bigger and then you see that not that much of a people are interested in that. That is the overestimation of the market size. Maybe you thought that if you sell, what could you sell? Yeah, maybe you said, well, in school, there are so many people that would like these cute colors of highlighters, and you said everyone would buy it. I will have 200 clients, potential clients in high school. Maybe you said to yourself, like, in 2 courses, I'm going to sell all my pens and colors, and then you see that not so many people were interested in the colors. So that is an overestimation of a market size. Price too high or too low, that's very good too. Sometimes you set a price that doesn't cover the costs. So that is super harsh. I've seen that Mr. Maxi, I don't know if he left. He's not here. He didn't answer. So, who can answer? Lara, could you tell me the reasons for success, number 4? Oh, you're here. And what happened with the answer? Number 4, can you tell me? And Lara, you can help me with the 2 types of failure. You tell me which are they. Okay, Maxi. Did you do the work? Do you have it there with you? Maybe Lua, can you help Maxi? Lua Grutter, you help Maxi with the question number 4. Lara, it doesn't matter. You just answer and we will comment and see if it's okay. Lua, you are question number 4, and Lara, question number 2. If you could tell maybe 1 or 2 characteristics, Lua. Very good, Lara. Perfect. One is the complete failure. There was a technical word for that. Do you remember that we had in the book? Sorry, you could find that there was absolute and relative. Okay, complete failure or relative failure. A relative failure we may have in products when we launch a product is that it doesn't earn as much money as we were expecting. That is a relative failure. But an absolute failure is the fact that you didn't not only lose the cost for that product that you just developed, but you lose money for the company. And that is what happened to Coca-Cola in the new Coke flavor. That was an absolute failure. Like they were starting to lose money for the whole business. So that's why they had to do the U-turn. Here, Lua, they want to do the best product possible. Yeah, that's a characteristic many businesses that are super successful have, that they are almost like obsessed with trying the best product possible. That is very good. Another characteristic could be a good leadership. It could be having businesses that that are willing to fail occasionally. Sophie, hello, I read you. Are you talking to the Teams platform? Welcome, welcome. Now I see you writing. You're having problems with the sound? You're not listening well? Like you're not listening well to me? That's good, Mati. Good recommendation. You can refresh it and see if it works. Maybe if you're away from the Wi-Fi, you can try that. Get closer to the source of your router. Or maybe you could, if you're struggling with your Wi-Fi, maybe you could try to connect from your phone to do to do the connection from your phone to your computer. Let me know if you have any issues too. Okay. So those are the 4 questions. And then the number 3 says, which are some highly publicized new product failures? We had them mentioned in the book. Apple Lisa was a one. The new Coke was one. And maybe you remember here, like in live in Paraguay, some products that were highly publicized, but they failed. You may mention that in number 3 too. So today I would like us to start with this new content. You can continue in last lesson, or you may put today's date if you want, the 23rd of April. Oh my goodness, time's flying. And please copy these definitions that you see there. Today we will learn about the diffusion of innovation. What is the diffusion of innovation? Good, perfect. Welcome, Sophie, then. Good to have you here. Please find your marketing notebook and start copying this as a new lesson. The name of the lesson is that diffusion of innovation. So you may put today's date. I wasn't sure if you handed it. I didn't check all the works, so I'm sorry I put the date in the last one. So today's the 23rd of April. Diffusion of innovation. A person who buys a new product never before tried. A person who buys a new product never before tried may ultimately become an adopter. May ultimately become an adopter. Remember, you will have to take a picture today at the end of the class and show me your advance. And who is an adopter? An adopter is a consumer who was happy enough, may ultimately become an adopter, comma. A consumer who was happy enough with his or her trial experience with a product to use it again. A consumer who was happy enough with his or her trial experience with a product to use it again. An innovation is a product. An innovation is a product perceived as new by a potential adopter. An innovation is a product perceived as new by a potential adopter. And this is a big fact. We perceive innovations. Even though businesses create new products, and that's something we don't discuss about, we know that there are new products, but an innovation is something that is here and we perceive it, and maybe other people will perceive it differently. Can you tell me of an experience? Oops, wait a second, I'm gonna connect my I'm about to run out of battery. Can you think of an experience where you were talking to someone and that person tells you, oh, did you see that new whatever? It could be, oh, did you see that new song that whatever someone launched? Justin Bieber's new song. And you're like, that's not new. That has like 2 weeks already, you know? Or someone that says, I tried this new restaurant and I experimented this new restaurant. Where is that restaurant? Well, it's in that corner of Villamorra and da da da. And you're like, that's not new. That's super old. It's been there for a year and a half already. Okay? So those experiences tell us that this is true. And innovation is a product perceived as new by a potential adopter. And, oh, there it is, Gabby. Good. So what I want to share with you today, and what I want you to learn, is the process by which this innovation is diffused. What is diffused? It is spread. How people get to adopt a new product. What is to adopt is that you are happy to buy the product again and again and again. We are adopters of a huge list of new products. So it is very important that we get to understand and maybe identify what type of adopter you are. Um, Usually, this diffusion of innovations rule happens in many technological products, for example. So let us go through this. And from now on, I would like you to take notes. You will do it at your pace. I will just go through explaining each, but I want you to take notes, drafts. You're old enough right now, you're in the first course already. And sometimes when I'm in class and I say, you take notes, and then you're copying exactly the way you see it, and you say, teacher, I didn't finish copying. No, you have to note take. That means doing two things at the same time, which I'm positive that you know how to do it. So you listen to what I'm explaining and try to write what comes to your mind that is super important for you to identify it. After I finish explaining this, there will be a questionnaire. There will be a lesson that will soon appear in your computers, in your Teams app, that I want you to move into that and then answer these 6 questions that will come from the content we're sharing today. Okay? Do I have any questions? Does anyone, do we all understand this? Fede, if you want, you can copy this. I will soon enough send you the file too. So it's just perfectly fine. Okay? Any more questions? No? Shall we? Perfect. So the diffusion, the process by which the adoption of an innovation spreads. And there are 5 categories of adopters. These are all 5 categories or 5 types of people. We will see that innovators are a little number there, 2.5% of people. After the innovators, there is a little group, the orange one, called early adopters. After the early adopters, we have early majority, the yellow one. After the early majority, late majority, and then after that, the laggards. Okay. Between, do you see there's an extra? What is the extra thing that I didn't mention? Here I see. Good. The chasm. It's the, what is the chasm? The literal translation in Spanish is, chasm is abismo. Okay? Abismo. It's like a difference that you have between the early adopters and the early majority. There's a huge jump we have to do in order to get from that little group to the masses. Because as you can see, if you add up the 34 and 34% that we have there, that is the majority of people. And if your product, when you're launching a new product and you get up to the green section of people to try your product, then that maybe you have been successful with it. I see that there's a user called Quiero Taco. Is that true? Who is Quiero Taco? If you could introduce yourself so I can know who you are and ask questions for you. Okay. So let us go through each of them. The first one, these are the innovators. From now on, you copy the drafts, note take what I'm saying. The innovators are the very first 2.5% of adopters. They're almost obsessed with trying new ideas and new products. Maybe you've seen these type of people, right? This might be innovators. They are waiting. I have friends that are crazy about trying a new product, that literally wait in Apple's website to be there, like the first one to buy the pre-order of a certain product. These people usually have higher income and are more worldly and active outside their community. They're not that worldly and active in their community. Usually they might belong to somewhere else. They are online, or you can see that they are sharing content with people that are not in their same country or not in their same environment. Those are innovators. Oh, hi, Fer. Good, good, Mr. Nicora. Then we have another characteristic of innovators is that they rely less on the group norms and are more self-confident. Usually they don't feel that much of under pressure by social aspects. And they are more likely to get information from scientific sources and experts. Do you remember the two YouTubers that I recommended to you last week? They were Marciano Tech and the Tecno Fanáticos. Okay, these are sources that are outside that they recommend us like the super best new products, and especially we have information about scientific sources. When they mention the launching of a new product, they show the prototypes that leak into the website. So that's super interesting to see that they are encouraging innovators to try new products. That's the first group. And related to this, I want to show you a video where you can appreciate innovators buying their iPhones for the first time. This is an old iPhone already, it's the iPhone 5, but you can feel the experience by watching this short video. So I hope you enjoy it.
Good morning! iPhone 5 is here! Run! It's a new day! Run! It's time to embrace!
Have you ever visited an Apple store?
Super, danke schön. Ich bin sehr happy. Danke. Run! It's a new day! Breathe, let it out in love, let it
Very good. So what do you think about that experience? Do you know someone that is crazy to be like that? I see how many threes? That's not trees. Trees are without an H. They kill to do that. Seriously, do you think that? I would respect that, but I don't know if you're messing with me or you're being serious. But this was an example of innovators that kill themselves to be one of the first to try out the new product. Let's go to the second group of people. We have the early adopters. Early adopters are the next 13.5% to adopt. And although they are not the very first to try, they adopt early in the product life cycle. They're not the very first, but they're there. Okay? They rely, sorry, they rely much more on group norms and values and are more oriented to the local community. Remember, the other ones were looking outside, and here they do live and share experiences with their local community. They are more likely to be opinion leaders because of their closer affiliation with groups. Um, Opinion leaders are what we call now the influencers, okay? People that have a good relationship with the masses and they can really influence what other people think. That's why they're called, and the technical word in the marketing world is opinion leaders, líderes de opinión. And early adopters are a new product's best friend. Usually we can see that there are businesses that have these type of influencers or opinion leaders. Here we have Acho La Terza, I don't know if you know him, and Chiche Corte, and there are many others. Here I see Miss Piru Blog and other YouTubers like Paraguayan YouTubers and influencers. What they do is, in this case, Huawei has them as influencers so they can share about their experiences with the launching of a new product. In this case, they were launching Nova, Huawei Nova, something like that. It was a huge event taking place at the end of last year. And what do you earn with that? What is the benefit you can have is that early adopters help you spread the word. Okay, so you want to have them on the side of your team. When I developed a new product in 2015, I remember I was having the coach of the government, the MITIC, Ministerio de Tecnología de la Información y Comunicación, and we had many talks about how we should try to get many early adopters, as many as we can as possible. Because why? Early adopters, they have a good influence among other people, so that's super good, and that helps you to have many people try it as fast as you can when you're launching a new product. Then let us see the other category. We had the early majority. The early majority, this is the first 34% to adopt. Usually the early majority is where we all belong. It's people that weigh the pros and cons before adopting a new product. Usually, as an early majority, we are likely to collect information, more information about the brands, and we evaluate the brands. We evaluate them more than early adopters. And we rely on the groups for information, but we are unlikely to be opinion leaders. The opinion leaders would be the early adopters, but we could be an opinion leader's friends or neighbors, etc. And a dominant characteristic of early majority is their deliberateness. What is deliberateness? A deliberateness is to be free to choose whatever you want and in the time that you want. Okay? That is a dominant characteristic of the early majority. Then we have the late majority. The late majority are people who adopt a new product just because most of the friends have already had it. I don't know if you know these type of people. This could be people who say, "Oh no, I hate that. Oh, it's super boring." Like maybe in a couple of months ago, you would hear them say, "I don't want to know anything about TikTok." And now that most of their friends have already had it, then now they're in TikTok. Okay? That could be the late majority. These people also rely on group norms, but their adoption flows from pressure to conform. They feel under pressure and then they adopt it and they're like, I'm fine. I liked it. I finally liked it. And sometimes they don't want to admit it. Okay. This isn't the rule, but it could happen that this group tends to be older and below average in income and education. Not always, but could be. And they depend on word of mouth communication. Word of mouth. What is that in Spanish? That is de boca en boca. Rather than the mass media. Mass media, we see television, radios, etc. They're not that much influenced by that, but from word of mouth communication. And the last, the dominant characteristic of this group is skepticism. Someone skeptic, someone that applies skepticism is like, I'm not sure. No, I don't think that's good. I don't believe that will work. I don't like that. Or if we think now about smartwatches, okay, who has smartwatches here in this class? Can you please tell me there in the chat if you own a smartwatch? There might be people that you listen to that they say, I don't want smartwatches. They're like just the same, and you no, not at all. It has no use. Like I would never have one. I would never have one. So these are the skeptic people that don't trust that new product would be helpful. So then you can tell that when they tried it, then they will be the last ones, nearly the last ones. They don't rely on group norms. The late majority. They have it because most of their friends already had it. And then we have, oh, very good. Ceci, you have one. Uh-huh. Good. Nicora, did you say that you have it and then you eliminate it again? What happened? No one else? Do we only have one smartwatch in the class? Only one? Good. And how do you feel, Ceci, with your smartwatch? Do you like it? Are you used to it already? I think it will be interesting for me. I believe we will eventually all have smartwatches. At least the people who wear a watch. There are people who are not used to having. I just took mine off because I ran out of battery from my watch. I'm super sad because I can change. Where can you change a watch little thing, the battery? It's super hard now. You use it every day. Good. I believe that we will all have smartwatches in a few years. That's what I think. Who knows? So here's the late majority. And the last one, the laggards. Laggards are the last 16% to adopt. Maybe you can relate this to one of your parents or your grandma or someone you know. And it says, like innovators, the laggards don't rely on group norms, but it is due to their ties to tradition. They're super traditional. The dominant value is tradition for the laggards. The past heavily influences their decisions, and by the time these laggards adopt an innovation, it has probably become out of fashion and been replaced by something else. Okay, it is outmoded already. They are suspicious of new product. They're more than skeptic. You know, the late majority are skeptic, but in this case, they are like suspicious, and they are alienated from a rapidly advancing society. It's not like they come with these advances in technology. They are the very last to adopt an innovation. Maybe now these will be people who still have a not smart cell phone, and that is a huge deal. There are still people that it hasn't, like, it doesn't have to do with the fact that these cell phones are expensive. Sometimes people don't want to change their phones to a smartphone just because, like, no, I don't need internet. I don't need, I hate social media, you know. Maybe you know these certain type of people. So these are the last group. These are the last group of people. Teacher, the laggards are the ones who last adopt. Yes, these are the ones who last adopt the new product. So then we can see this drawing I showed you before. So we have the 2.5 in innovators, 13.5 in early adopters. From the early adopters, where we see these opinion leaders, we have to make a jump, and it's the hardest part, I believe, to get your new product to be successful, is to pass that chasm, that abismo that there is between the early adopters, the opinion leaders, and the early majority, then the late majority, and last but not least, the laggards. Okay? Do we have any questions? Someone wants to say something? No? What I want you to do is to go to the Teams app. You will open, I left two different tasks in tareas. You go to tareas, you will find marketing, and you will find one marketing that has to do with the questionnaire, and the other one that is for you to upload a picture of your notebook with the draft notes that you just took. Okay. Do we copy characteristics of the adopters? What? Are you serious, Ceci? You had to do this. You had to copy while I was explaining. Draft notes, like I said, note taking. Okay? So if you would go, what is the deadline of the work? Today, until we finish class. You have what? 20 minutes. You have 20 minutes to do so. It's just 6 questions, and then you can upload the... Oh, I was worried that you didn't, Ceci. So you just have to do both things, enter to both links, one of them to upload the picture, and the other one to answer in the questionnaire. But I'm asking the complete thing that is in the Teams. Let me check. The complete thing, what do you mean by complete? Which one are you doubting or hesitating about? While you do that, I'll be on this and answering any questions that you have. Let me see the things. While you answer the questionnaire, you will see that the questions are being corrected in the final part. Okay, good, Ceci. Sorry, I didn't understand your question. I see 2 people answer the questionnaire already. That was fast. In 2 minutes, how did you do? You tell me how it went. Denise Maria Belén. That was fast. And who else was there? Mati Bottiglieri. How did you do? Then we have Tina Sanchez. You finished 2. And Lara, you finished 2. How much did you do in the questions out of 6? %50%, so that is 3 out of 6, right? Mr. Bottiglieri, you should find the lesson in Tareas. You will find marketing, and it says today's lesson. Lara, 5 out of 6. Very good. That's great. Can you tell me a number? I don't want to calculate. I see 83%. What is that? That's 5. 67. That will be 7, maybe. Mati Cuellar. Yes. Oh, 4. Okay. Who else finished? Please share your results there. What were the questions that you couldn't answer or you didn't know? What were the questions you struggled with? Gabi, 4 out of 6. Okay. It should be 4 out of 6, not 4 out of 5. Ceci, 100%, very good. Perfect. You can remember your results. I confused early majority with late majority. Interesting. Let me go through the questions. I'm gonna open it here so we can share the results. Mati, the questions you're asking through the Teams chat is today's notes. The note taking you took today, that is a picture I want you to snap and send it to the tareas. Roti, very good. 67%. Perfect. Let's see. Mati, if you didn't hand in last class, then you should upload it there too. The 4 questions. Yes, that was the last class were the 4 questions plus the image of the product that you find at home that you have to take a picture and tell me if you want to edit maybe in your cell phone and tell me which type of new product it is. Remember to upload that too. So let me go to the forms to see it with you. How do you send the pictures of your notebook? You take a picture of what you did today, the notes you took in your marketing notebook. Take a picture, upload it to Tareas. In Tareas, you will find an assignment that says Marketing Today's Lesson. I think it's called Marketing Today's Lesson. Okay, question number 1. I see some people got wrong. It says, this group, question number 1, this group are the last to adopt a new product and usually do it when the product has become out of fashion. That is laggards. That is like the most important one that you should remember. These are the last one. Number 2, this group usually includes influencers. Very good, the early adopters. This group, number 3, the group that weighs pros and cons of a product before adopting a new product. It will be the people who weigh pros and cons are the early majority. Teacher, I am on my phone now. I will send you the picture when the class finishes. Good. You have time until 9:40. Perfect. I forgot about the music. I wanted you to have some music while you were doing your work. Then we had this group follows tendencies of influencers. Who follows the influencers if we have it in? The influencers should be followed by, if the influencers are the early adopters, then the very next are the ones who follow them. That will be the early majority. Okay. Paula, I don't have any folder called today's lesson. Really? Let me check in the... Can you refresh or reopen the tareas section? Please, again, give it a try. I can see it from my end. It's in tareas, marketing. You can find it, marketing, today's lesson. Or, yeah. Then, what was the next one? Oh, that's it. Notebook lesson. Thank you, Aus. Then we have, that is question number 4. Question number 5. These two groups include people who are not usually socially influenced. Who would these two be? The two group of people who are not that influenced by the social environment would be first the innovators. Yes, remember that innovators follow global innovations, not the local communities. Very good, Ceci. And the last one, the laggards. Okay, they don't follow at all, are not socially influenced at all. Okay, and then the last one, thank you, Mati. Number 6, who can tell me this answer? This group obtains information about the new products from the outside community and scientific sources. I hope you have it all correct. These are, yes, the innovators. Innovators. Yeah, I see that many people answered very good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So, next class, I'm going to show you um, a specific way that you can get to know your new products. Do you have, and can you tell me, who sees themselves? If you see yourself launching new products in the future, do you think you will be working to release new products? I encourage you to do so, no matter what type of sector you want to work in. Maybe you want to be a dentist, or you want to be an entrepreneur, like a real entrepreneur, emprendedor, or you want to work in business, in finance, and medicine, architecture. In any sector you work in, you can launch new products. Mr. May I go to the bathroom? Yes, of course, Nicola, you can go. It's just 10 minutes. We're 10 minutes away from the recess. Alex, do you? Good. Teacher, can I do the work in Word? No, you can't do the work in Word. You have to do it in your notebook, like I said in the beginning of the lesson. So, are there any other besides Alex that would like to create new products in the future? This is what I want you to do for next class, is to sort of think, if you could invent any product, which product would it be? At least when I was your age, I had many ideas of business, like business ideas. And I eventually finished developing a business. But it's interesting that sometimes you just have it there, you have it in you. The whole idea to get involved in this, because it's a super long process. The most normal thing you can do, or the easiest way you can work, is just get involved in a specific job, get a job, and work for whatever you like and whatever you enjoy. And that's perfectly fine. That's good. But I encourage you to, as one of SEAL's ground-based pillars that we have and we follow, is to be entrepreneurs and try to get involved in developing new things, new solutions for our country, new solutions for businesses, or NGOs, could be for non-governmental organizations. We can develop new strategies for many, many things. I know an NGO, a non-governmental organization, non-profit, that is called Fundación Paraguaya. Have you heard of Fundación Paraguaya? They had a very good innovation. Maybe you heard about it. It's called El Semáforo de la Pobreza. That was super good, and they still make it work. El semáforo, sorry. El semáforo de la pobreza is a way that you can analyze communities and see how they are in the level of income they have and their way of living, their lifestyle, and analyzes what they can do to improve, get out of the poverty. So innovation can be in many, many, many ways. US is a country with most entrepreneurs. Yeah, it could be, because they encourage them to do so. There are ways that you can develop a business in one day. Those are the things that here in our country we try to change. There is a new, I don't know if you know it, but there's a new Secretaría. Is it Secretaría de Innovación de Emprendedores? I think it's a Secretaría. But it's a new, there's a minister, like un ministro de, what is it called? Yeah, I think it's Ministro de Emprendedurismo. And what they do is they make you open, because this was a huge struggle. If you wanted to be an entrepreneur here in Paraguay and you wanted to launch a new product, maybe you needed money, so you would go to a bank and say, I want money to develop this new product. And they would say, okay, then show me your balance sheet and the last 6 months of EVA, how much you paid. And you're like, no, I'm new here. I want to do it for the first time. So you didn't have small changes that our country is going through so that we can have more people developing new things. There are interesting ecosystems of entrepreneurs. We know the most known here in the world is Silicon Valley. All the zone of San Francisco, there's a huge investment of people and businesses. I would really like to get to meet these businesses someday, but like literally travel there and see how they're working, see their environment. They say it's super encouraging. There's another one in Mexico City. Mexico City has many entrepreneurs and many businesses, new businesses, especially in technology. Bogota, Colombia, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Barcelona. These are all like new places where you can see that there are many entrepreneurs. And what we will do next class is learn how they communicate and try to sell their idea to other people. What? What are you saying, Mr. Bogotaco? Bogota, Colombia. Um, yeah. So that's it. That's it for today. I think we are, wow, 3 minutes ahead. So let me just finish this lesson by asking, before you go, please send through the chat, tell me what are you taking? Well, you're home already, but what are you taking home of something that you learned today? Something that you're taking that was positive, and something new that you learned today from any moment of the lesson. Please type it there so I can read it. Pau, I was about to say goodbye, but I remember now. No worries. I was about to say goodbye. Sorry for my. In Spanish, we would say oso, because I was about to say goodbye. But I want to have your feedback. I want you to tell me what you learned today. Just something, a random phrase. Good, Denise. The importance of early adopters. Yeah, they are super important. And part of the topic we will see next week has to do with early adopters specifically. Type of adopters, different type of adopters, and how they interact with new products. Very good. There are people that don't want anything to do or nothing to do about technology. Yes, there are. And it's super crazy, Mati, that there are people that are as young as you, for example. I've had many students that I encourage them, do this, do that, like connect the computer with, teacher, I don't understand this. I'm not like, I hate technology. Don't be like that, okay? That is my word of encouragement for you guys. Don't be like that, because you will be finished before you start your careers. There are many types of buyers. Importance to identify new products. Very good. Different type of adopters, how they affect. Who are the innovators, laggards? Good, that's new. New concepts, right? New names, new nicknames that you learn. Type of people, how they react to products. Early adopters. Are free publicity? The early adopters are free. Well, they are not free publicity. They are. Sometimes they are given something in order to help you communicate, but it's not free. I mean, the company pays a crap load of money for them to talk about your product. Types of people and how they react to new products. Importance of the innovators. Techniques of the influencers, yes. how new products impact people. Good, 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 good. So I'm happy to have shared this time with you. I hope you have a very, very good day, and that you are staying home and staying safe, and try to have this talk with your family members, like I told you, with your parents, maybe giving them some words of encouragement will be very, very good for them, and to you too, and to your relationship. So now, goodbye. I hope you have a very good day. See you next week. Bye, 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 bye.